Hi, everybody. It's Eric Wright. Now, I'm with Wright Real Estate. I'm a broker here in the North Fort Worth, Saginaw, Texas area. And I wanted to kind of talk today a little bit about how is the coronavirus scare, affecting real estate. And I'm going to talk mostly about this area that, I live and work in, but this could also apply to also other parts of the country as well. So, first of all, I've been in real estate since 1985, believe it or not. And so I've seen lots of things. I've been through recessions, I've been through 9/11, I've been through times when interest rates were like 14 and 15% when I started. So if you can imagine that, there have been some tough times in real estate. Now, all of a sudden, we find ourselves in this situation with the coronavirus, which nobody has ever seen this. Lots of people are sick. Unfortunately, we're losing people. And the economic impact as far as people with jobs and things is just devastating. It's scary. So there's a lot of scared people out there. So what does this have to do with real estate? Well, through it all, people have to have a place to live. And, real estate has proven to be one of the best investments through the good and the bad times. And that's why I've been able to stay in it for 30 plus years, because even in the bad times, real estate is still a great opportunity. So now, is it changing our business? Absolutely. In some ways good, and other ways not so good. So let me talk about some of the good ways. Right now, we are getting this incredible pent-up demand. People have been pretty much on the sidelines. We've, different areas of the country and counties, that you're in the shelter in place. So what do you got to do? So people's faces are in their phones. And what are they doing? In many cases, those that were thinking about selling a home are looking at homes online. So you got a lot of traffic there. So that's one key point to remember. You got to have your home visible if you want to sell it. So number two, parents, you have your kids home because their school is out now. And they're driving you nuts. And you're thinking to yourself, man, I need a bigger house because they're driving me. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So now there's that thought of wanting to upgrade the homes. So you got that going on as well. So there's a lot of dynamics going on. Now, as far as our traditional selling season, traditionally the hottest part of the year is that time a couple of weeks, maybe a little before school lets out, which obviously is around the end of May or June 1st, and then a couple of weeks before school starts, because everybody wants to make that transition of moving and being in place where the kids are familiar and they can go right into school. So guess what? In many places, school's already out. So that couple weeks before school has traditionally been let out is today. So, wow, now our selling season has been extended by quite a bit. So what does that mean? Well, there's going to be more opportunities for number one sellers to sell their home because, hey, you got a bigger window to work. Same thing with buyers. Now you have more chance to find that right home for yourself. So another thing to add to this, what I call a perfect storm, is interest rates. They're almost giving money away to buy a home. Well, they're not giving it away, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Interest rates are so low right now, almost nothing. So the buying power that you have today is so great compared to what you had before. Now, if you're in a situation where you have a problem with your job, that's another story. So I urge you to get with your local mortgage professional that you trust and go ahead and start that. If you're thinking about upgrading a home or buying a home, now's the time to get prepared. So start that process. Now, what I'm telling my sellers, and I have a number of listings, and guess what? They're getting showings. Now, we have put criteria on the showings, and you have to depend on what county you're in, whether permitted showings are even permitted, so make sure you're following the laws. Now, as far as mine, I have given my sellers a choice, 3 choices, and that is A, we can temporarily take your home off the market, or B, we can leave it on the market but suspend all showings, or C, we can go ahead and just business as normal. Now, when I say business as normal, I put certain criteria for the showing agents of my listings. Number one being to avoid touching as many surfaces as possible, using hand sanitizer, and limit the contact or the time that you're in the home if possible. So far, most of the real estate people are great people, and they'll follow and they'll respect that. Now, Do you want to be off the market? No. The worst I would be is suspending showings for the time being. Why? Remember we talked about before? What are people doing? They're sitting in their house going crazy. They're looking in their phones. They're looking at houses. So you have to be there, because when this lets up, and it will, we all know that, guess what? There's going to be a firestorm. There's going to be a rush on housing that we haven't seen for some time because of all the things we talked about: low rates, availability, schools out sooner. So you have to be prepared. Now, real estate agents, a word to you guys. Many of you have gotten into the business in the last 6 or 7 years, so you really don't know what a downturn is. It's been pretty easy because you've been grabbing low-hanging fruit, and success has been there, so it has not been as difficult. Now, the key for you is to dig in, practice, and focus on serving your clients even more, because seed time and harvest never fails. It's in that good book. Follow those principles, take care of your clients, and you will in turn be successful. But you have to give to receive. So, in summary, it's a scary time. There's no doubt about it. And man, I feel bad for the people that have gotten sick. I know myself and my family, we're doing everything we possibly can to avoid people, stay in our homes as much as possible, and a lot of prayer. So in the meantime, if I can be of help to anybody, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll help you any way I can. So I just want to wish God's blessing on all of you. May you have great health and future great wealth. God bless.